All right. We are back with episode 2 of the Game Pulse podcast. We changed our name, all right? So don't get on to us about that. It's the second episode. I am Reed Kelly, along with my co-host, Chad Harris.
We're back.
We're back again. A lot of things going on in the sports world. We've got the NBA playoffs. Chad and I are going to talk about our MVP ranking since that is coming up. Should probably have the same top 3. So we're going to see. And then we're going to dive into some football division predictions. So without further ado, let's get into it. So playoffs are going on. We're in round 2, kind of middle of round 2. There's a few series that I think have been super boring. There's been a few series that are a little bit more interesting. But I've been bored, Chad, and I want to get your thoughts. How are you feeling just overall before we dive into like series specific stuff?
Well, I think you and I are on the same page. I think that the Spurs and Wolves have been the only truly competitive series. Outside of that, the Pistons and Cavs have been somewhat fun to watch, but the Knicks are, the 76ers have no shot from what it seems like to play the Knicks. They're just being outclassed. And I don't want to touch the Thunder Lakers games, to be honest.
Yeah. I've been bored. I've been really bored. I think the most excitement I have had watching these games has, like you said, been the Spurs and the Wolves, because they feel so evenly matched, but also like, I don't know, man. There's something about the Spurs that I just don't enjoy.
I've never enjoyed the Spurs my entire life.
Right. Chad, the lifelong Suns fan, not a big Spurs fan, obviously, for obvious reasons. We all know what has gone on, and especially in the mid-2000s playoffs. We don't have to talk about that.
No.
But I just think they're very evenly matched. I mean, we talked about it last week. Wemby's disgusting. He's insane. Yeah. Also, I'm thinking of like the core of like guards that they have. You have De'Aaron Fox, you have Dylan Harper, you have Stephon Castle. Out of those 3, I mean, one of them's got to go next year, I feel like. De'Aaron Fox is on like a crazy contract, so I don't know how hard that is going to be obviously Dylan Harper is a rookie, so he'll be on the team, but you have to, when you think about like how to make this team take the next step, I just feel like you have to move De'Aaron Fox.
I feel like money-wise, you have to move De'Aaron Fox just to bring in other talent around Wemby. I don't know who's going to take that contract. In all reality, I can see them moving on Stephon Castle, which I think would be a bad decision. But I don't know what else they could do.
Yeah, they'd have to trade Stephon and do something. By the way, the De'Aaron Fox deal, he signed a 4-year, $229 million max contract in August of last year.
That's crazy.
Which begins in the 2026-2027 season. So that's when the 4 years starts. Crazy. So that contract ends 2029-2030 season. Average salary $57 million.
You're paying all that money, and he's averaging 18-6.
Right.
In this playoff,
which is fine. But if you're paying somebody $57 million a year for a max contract, you probably want to give that to somebody else down the line. So,
I mean,
thinking back,
if you want to,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you want to compare it, Oubre's averaging 12-6.
Okay,
and I would take a contract like Oubre's over De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah,
for those numbers,
100%. So we'll see what they do. I mean, they might just have to keep him for another year and like run it back, depending on how this playoffs goes. So that series right now is 2-1 to the Spurs.
Yep.
You said Spurs in 5, right?
I said 5, maybe 6.
Okay. I said Timberwolves in 7. I still
Yep.
think it's going to go 7. It was a close game throughout the entire game that we watched yesterday. So, you just have to deal with Wemby. And I think the Wolves do a good job at attacking him instead of being scared of him. And he's like, obviously he's going to get his blocks / goaltends. Like I saw this whole clip. I saw this whole clip of him. Like people talk that aren't Spurs fans talking that he like goaltends half the time when he gets his blocks. But it's like when you're so tall and you're like, you're at the apex of where the ball is, what are you going to do? So
there's nothing.
No, nothing. There's nothing you can do. So that I think is the most intriguing series. So we'll see.
The Wolves have the best player to combat Wemby with Gobert.
Yep.
But I mean, I don't know. Wemby's just on another level.
Yeah. We don't have to talk about Thunder Lakers. Honestly, I think I said 5 or maybe 6 games. I think it's going to be a sweep. There was that whole referee controversy with Austin Reeves talking to the refs at the end of the game.
Wild.
You being the Suns fan saw single-handedly how
it's bad.
Different.
It's really bad.
How different the Thunder are being officiated. And people see it and they realize it. And even when the players are actually like saying shit about it, then you're like, oh, what's going on? Like if LeBron James can't get the same whistle as SGA, what are we doing here?
I mean, it's not even SGA; it's the whole Thunder team.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I mean, I'm not a LeBron lover at all, but when he gets smacked in the head or just gets, rolled over in the paint and gets a no call, and you go down the court and Chet gets a shoulder just barely nicked his face, and it's a foul. Get out of here!
Yeah, crazy. So that's all. I feel like that's all we have to say about that. I feel like
everyone's on the same page.
Yeah. Pistons, Cavs. Detroit is up 2-0.
I'm shocked.
You should be shocked because I feel like you were more on the Cavs than the Pistons this round.
I was Cavs all the way. I thought Donovan Mitchell was going to be the best player in the series. You said you thought Cade was, and it's definitely Cade by a mile.
They're playing really well. James Harden is playing horribly. Hey Avery, so that I mean, it is what it is. It's like I think we all know what James Harden is. He will try to he'll try to be something he's not. And what he is not is a playoff performer. So
I mean, and it's been his whole career.
Yeah, he's a regular season king, and he's been great during those times. And he can make it to the Western Conference Finals a few times. I think a few times with the Rockets. But that's where it ends, and then he just starts bricking everything at certain games, and then that's what it is. And that's why I get kind of scared when I think about like the Hornets are a team that I like getting an older player that was a shooter like James Harden or like Kevin Durant, because it just never seems to work. Anyways, Pistons are going to be looking for a sweep. I don't think it's going to be a sweep. I think it's still it could go 7 maybe if the Cavs win this next game, but 6 maybe. Yeah. Okay, next series, Knicks and 76ers.
Yep.
There's really not much to say about this one either. No. I mean, the Knicks have been cooking. Brunson has been cooking.
Brunson is insane.
Yeah, it's been crazy. Any thoughts on that series?
I mean, not really. I think that other than the fact that the Knicks have the whole team has played better outside of like the top 4 76ers, they've gotten no help at all contributing. I just think Brunson's been too much. Other than that, I don't know, man. I don't see the 76ers doing a whole lot.
No. Knicks are up 3-0. It's going to be a sweep. Yeah. And we can move on. The Knicks will make the Eastern Conference Finals. And
do you think the Knicks goes to You think the Knicks come out of it?
I think they're the best team remaining in the Eastern
I do
Conference.
too.
Which would be a crazy finals if we're talking Spurs or Oklahoma City. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but we'll see how that goes. So let's move on to our MVP rankings. I don't think we need to spend too much time on this. I think a lot of people have had the same three. Maybe ours are kind of shifted a little bit, but I can start with my top three without a lot of context. And even though I'm a hater, SGA,
just say it.
Yeah, he's number one. He's gonna be number one. I mean, he's the best player in the league.
It's
you can call him.
And it's
you can call him
the way he plays.
Yeah, you can call him a free throw merchant. You can call him a foul baiter. You could call him whatever you want to call him, but he's the best player on the best team. And I think if you took him away from Oklahoma City and just gave them somebody like, I don't know, even Mike Conley, let's just say, like a role player, point guard, older guy, they're probably 10 wins worse, I would think. That's just my opinion. So, but that's just because they're a loaded team regardless. But when you're miles ahead, the best player on the best team in the league, I have to give you your flowers. Number two for me is actually Jokic. He was amazing this year. Everybody has already talked about it. I mean, he is miles ahead of like any center in the league. He makes everybody around him better. And I think next year they're going to have to retool. They re-signed Christian Brown to that contract, which huge mistake. What
was that contract again?
It was ridiculous. I think it might have been a max. But we'll look it up. But we'll see what they have to do there just to take that next step. And number three is Wemby. So best defensive player in the league already. Spurs are amazing. 2 seed, pushing for the 1 seed. He makes that team go. So when he's on the floor, it shifts the entire opponent's team. It's like thinking offensively and defensively. And I think that's a really, without getting too analytical or whatever, I think that means something in the MVP race, not even including his points per game, him winning defensive player of the year. He's already, I would say, a top 5 player in the league.
Oh yeah.
By the way, the Christian Brown contract, let me take a look at this because I need to know. Let's see. So he signed a 5-year, $125 million rookie contract extension last October. That locks him into the 2030-2031 season. So it averages $25 million annually, starting in 26-27. So that's a crazy contract for him.
That's
$25 million a year for him. So, anyways. We can move on. Let me just say, the last game against the Timberwolves, he scored 3 points. So I need to look at his averages for that season.
I'll tell you right now, 12 points, 4.8 boards, 2.7 assists. Are you kidding me?
Crazy. 25 mil a year, please. So that's a problem for the Nuggets.
That's a big problem.
So we'll see. So those are my 3 MVP rankings. I think SGA is going to win. Chad, anything different from your list?
Literally identical. I want Jokic to win just because I'm a hater for SGA and the way he plays basketball. I think it's bad. But he's the best. But also, I mean, it's hard for me to say, though, he's the best because Jokic is such a team player. He could go off for 30 a night with ease, but he averages 20, 10, and 10. If it was me, I'd go Jokic, but I think SGA is going to win.
Yeah, and I don't think there's a wrong answer. Like, there's going to be plenty of people that vote Jokic number one.
Yeah.
Um, this year he averaged, let's see, 27 points a game, almost
Yep.
28. 56% field goal percentage, 38 from the three, 10 assists, 12 rebounds. Did he
That's what I'm
average a triple
saying.
double?
Yes.
Whoa. You know what's
Yeah.
crazy is like, no, when Russell
He
Westbrook
doesn't get
did it for the
talked
first
about.
time, no, like when Westbrook did that for the first time, everybody was like, holy shit, he
Major
averaged a
news.
triple double.
Yeah.
Like, this is crazy. He's never, I didn't, like, we didn't even hear it from
Yes.
Jokic. This man averaged a
Yes.
triple double this year.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. He should
And
win MVP.
yeah, I mean, there's a really, really good argument for it. So just to compare SGA stats, 31 points a game, so a couple more points.
Yep.
I mean, you're averaging 30. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
55% field goal percentage, 38% from three, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. But you also have to take into account he's on,
The best team.
he's on the number one seed. He's on the best team. He makes that team who it is. So it could go either way. I figured we would have the same list. But enough basketball. Let's take a break here, and then we'll get into some football stuff.
Okay.
All right, we are back. Let's talk through some football stuff. Let's get into the NFL. And we're gonna go through the rest of the division predictions in this episode. I think these divisions that we didn't talk about are a little bit more interesting, so we can talk about it a little bit more.
It's a bit harder.
Yeah. So let's start with the NFC East, Chad. We have the Giants, we have the Commanders, we have the Eagles, we have the Cowboys. How do you see that division shaking out?
The NFC in general is tough for me. The last two, the East and North. This one I fought back and forth with, and this is tough for me. But I've got the Cowboys winning it, the Eagles, Commanders, Giants. I'm a fan of the Giants, and I can't believe I'm saying that, but it's because Scadaboo's there.
Of course.
I don't think the Eagles are going to be anywhere near as good as they have been. I think they've been falling off lately. And I don't think the Commanders have really... I don't know. I don't know if I trust Jane Daniels right now. I think he's a great player, but I don't know if he has the supporting cast around him. And I mean, I can't say that I trust the Cowboys, but I just think they're the best out of the four teams. The best suited, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. Where did you have the Giants? Sorry.
I had the Giants fourth.
Okay. So
it was between them and the Commanders.
Yeah, so we have the same list once again, which is crazy, guys, because we never agree on anything.
Literally anything.
So I have the Cowboys, Eagles, Commanders, Giants. I think it could easily be flipped Eagles, Cowboys.
Yep.
So I think the thing with the Cowboys is that last year Dak played really well. You still have CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens signed his franchise tag. I believe he's going to want a long-term deal, but he'll be there for at least another year if they can figure something out. They acquired Rashawn Gary in a trade with the Packers, which I think is huge. That defense is looking better and better as the years are going, or the year has been going on with the trades that they have made. So I think with the Cowboys, it's like if they can stay healthy and Dak plays like he played last year, then they're looking pretty good. I mean, listen, if we're ranking the quarterbacks in that division, I would take Dak out of anybody any day of the week. 100%. I do not think Jalen Hurts is like even touching his level ever. Like he will never touch Dak Prescott's level. I'm starting to think that the Commanders had that like 1 year wonder type of deal. We'll see what happens this year. But it's kind of crazy thinking 2 years ago they were in the NFC Championship game. And I think Jaden Daniels just needs to he's so like skinny, dude. Like,
Dude, he's so small.
And you obviously think about RG3 when he kept getting hurt, like hurting his knee, and then he's just never the same. And he was out of the league. So you want to be able to protect him. We're gonna have to see. It's gonna be an interesting year. The Giants, I mean, you're right. They could be a sleeper. You never know. They could sneak into the wild card. And that's if Jackson Dart stays healthy.
Great draft.
Yeah, it's if they stay healthy. If Jackson Dart doesn't get concussed a million times, and survives, then we'll see. It'll be the NFC East is always a very interesting division.
Always.
So cool, man. So we agreed with that.
Yep.
Let's move on to the NFC North. We have the Vikings, Lions, Packers, Bears. Chad, how do you see that shaking out?
This one we may differ.
Okay.
Because my, I guess, love-hate with Kyler Murray.
Yep.
And that offense is stacked. So I've got the Vikings winning. I've got it going Bears, Packers, Lions. I think that Caleb Williams is just getting better and better. And honestly, right now, the way the Lions finished last year, I can't tell you I trust the Lions. I mean, I can't tell you that I trust the Packers. I think either one of those two could flip. But I think, to me, the Vikings are clearly the best team if Kyler Murray plays like Kyler Murray. But that's a big if.
When's the last time Kyler Murray played like Kyler Murray? I can't even tell you. It wasn't last year.
I can't tell
you. Listen, I'm an Arizona Cardinals hater. I will always be an Arizona Cardinals hater because of you specifically. But if we're thinking like Kyler Murray winning this division, I'm sorry, man. That's insane to me. I don't know if he can do it.
You can put almost any quarterback with Jettas, TJ Hawkinson. They just added Juwan Jennings. Why can't I think of the running back? What is it? It's Dalvin Cook, right? Is that the Vikings?
Yes, I believe so. No.
Is it the Vikings?
The Bills is James Cook.
James Cook. So, I mean, if Kyler plays even at, I would say, even half his potential, that offense is dangerous.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just don't see it.
People don't believe me when I say that offense that he was playing in with the Cardinals, it was tailored so far against what he does. Because if you went back and you watched previous years, when they just let him throw the ball down the field and run around, I mean, it's so much different. It's crazy how much different it is. I don't know if it was him checking the ball down the last 2-3 years just constantly, but when he throws the ball down the field, he's dangerous.
Yeah, it is interesting. By the way, Dalvin Cook is not on the Vikings anymore. I don't know how long it's been.
I think it might have been a while, to be honest.
Yeah, but their running backs are not that good. Aaron Jones is the starter.
Aaron Jones
now. Yeah, Aaron Jones, and then Jordan Mason, and then Xavier Scott. So
it was Aaron Jones.
Run game looks a little. I think Aaron Jones is fine. You also, I know you mentioned Juwan Jennings. Jordan Addison would be the other wide receiver.
Hawkinson.
So TJ, a tight end. So yeah, I mean, they have the weapons. To me, it's like, I don't know if their defense is going to be able to hold up in that division with those quarterbacks. But also, dude, like, I think we're on the tail end of what was once Kyler Murray.
Yeah, I think you either like or you hate him.
Yeah, I mean,
or you have faith or you don't.
Yeah, it happens all the time when like coordinators come in and they try to change the quarterback, the way they play, what makes them successful or what has made them successful, which I never understood. Surprising,
it's been such a weird
Yeah,
drop
like
off to watch.
Cliff Kingsbury knew who Kyler Murray was.
100%.
It played to his strengths, and you have to play to your quarterback's strengths no matter what.
His
Or
strength isn't under center. Drop. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways, so you're a psycho for the Vikings pick.
Mine. Both Vikings Bears could switch. I really like the Bears. But the Packers Lions, I feel like that's how it's going to
go. I am going. Bears are going to win the division. Okay. Packers second.
Okay.
Lions third. Vikings fourth.
You trust Jordan Love?
Yes.
Okay.
I think he's proven that he can at least win and like get into the playoffs. I don't know if I don't know if he is somebody that could probably go and like win a Super Bowl on his own. I think you need the pieces around him.
Yeah.
And I can't believe I'm making this comparison, but like think about the Seahawks and Sam Darnold. Like that defense is disgusting. He had the weapons, insane. He had the run game. Obviously, I just said like you need to have a complete team to win the Super Bowl. So it's like, I have to, as the Panthers fan, like you compare it to 2015 with the Panthers with Cam Newton. Like Jordan Love is not somebody that can carry.
Cam Newton carried that entire team.
You can't carry, like Jordan Love can't carry Ted Ginn and Jericho Cotchery that was like 58 years old.
That was nuts.
To the Super Bowl. So I just have no hope for the Vikings. Like I think Kyler Murray will start week 1.
Yeah.
But I don't know, with JJ McCarthy being there.
Benched?
Maybe.
That's crazy.
Or maybe I'm completely wrong. I mean, I just can't see it. I can't see the Vikings winning the division. I can't even see them getting close. Their schedule is.
I guess that's one thing I didn't take into consideration is their schedule.
Yeah. But you know, I mean, it's not going to be that bad, but you just have to think about that division in general. So you have to play the Bears twice, the Packers twice, the Lions twice. The Lions might make a come up. So, I mean, the way I'm thinking about it is like, and the way I've thought about these past two divisions that we talked about is like, what quarterback do I trust the most? And I think I trust Caleb Williams.
I can't argue with it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's move on to the AFC East. You got the Jets. You got the Malik Willis Dolphins. You got the Patriots, who are head coach shambles right now.
One of the craziest stories in NFL.
What the hell? And then you have the Bills. What do you got?
I've got the Bills taking it, then the shambles Pats, Dolphins, Jets. I mean, I feel like almost everyone has to have the Jets coming in last. I mean, it's just it's almost like a ritual at this point. They're just a mess always. I want to see what now I just completely lost his name. For the Dolphins.
Malik Willis?
Malik Willis, yeah. I want to see how he plays there, but I mean, to me, he's an upgrade for Tua.
Yes.
I think Tua is awful. I don't know, man. That I can't trust the Dolphins either. But I trust the Bills. I mean, clearly Josh Allen is the best quarterback in this division by a mile. I think Drake May somehow skated by last year. Their schedule was one of the worst I've seen in a long time. And, I mean, once they play real competition, I don't know if I trust the Pats.
Yeah. Yeah. I have the same exact, not exact. I flipped the Jets and the Dolphins. I think it goes Bills, Pats, Jets, Dolphins.
You have the
surprisingly,
Dolphins coming last.
I was looking at their roster, dude, and I was like, who are these people?
There's
I was looking at their wide receivers because obviously they traded Jalen Waddle to the Broncos. So it's a very interesting. It's not interesting. It's just a horrid wide receiver room, honestly. And I want to bring up their roster because I was like, what the hell? Is this for real? So here we go. Wide receivers. We have the GOAT, Tutu Atwell, Rams legend, Chris Bell, Romello Brinson, Kevin Coleman Jr., Caleb Douglas, AJ Henning, Terrace Marshall Jr., who was drafted by my Carolina Panthers, who was trash. And let's see, Malik Washington. Like, there's literally nobody. Jalen Tolbert, dude, there's nobody. He's
that bad.
Malik Willis is going to be throwing it to literally nobody.
Quite literally no one.
All right, just having a little bit of difficulties there with some dogs barking, but we're talking. I was bringing up the Jets. You got Big Daddy Geno Smith up in there, starting quarterback. At least he has some people to throw to, like Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
They also got Kenyon Sadiq. Is that his name, from Oregon, the tight end? So, and I really wanted the Panthers to draft him. So I just think they have enough in the tank.
They have actual names
to win more games than the Dolphins. Yeah. Like, I'm not saying they're going to go crazy, but we'll see. They also drafted Cade Klubnik from Clemson, the quarterback.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. Breece Hall just re-signed with them.
Sounds like a good amount.
Yeah. So they have enough. They have enough. But I'm excited to see Kenyon City because I think he's going to be really good, and I wanted the Panthers.
I think he's going to be
him.
great.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that you telling me about that, the Dolphins, that's bad.
Yeah.
I would 100% flip the Dolphins and Jets on my end because, I mean, just like you said, you could have one of those names, like Breece Hall. He can just take over a game.
Mm-hmm.
The Dolphins have no one that can do that. I mean, maybe, Chain or however you want to say it.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
it's not looking good over there in Miami. It's not looking good at all. So
it's a mess.
I think the Bills, who traded for DJ Moore, I have my own thoughts about DJ Moore. Like, I really don't think he's going to be a game changer. There's probably a reason that the Bears let his ass go.
You think DJ Moore's a number one, or you think he's a number two?
I think at one point he was a number one. I think he was for sure number one when he was on the Panthers. I don't know, and I could be wrong now with Josh Allen, who you could argue is the best quarterback that he has played with. Like, he played with later years Cam, obviously played with Caleb Williams, who's still young and still figuring it out. But I could see him getting 1,000 yards this season for sure.
Yeah.
Number one. I mean, he's number one on this team. I mean, you have Keon Coleman, who can't catch a cold. You have Josh Palmer, Khalil, Shakir. I mean, it's not a good wide receiver room. So
not at all.
But you have Josh Allen. So there's always a chance. And I think the Pats are going to take a step back from last year. Like you said, with the schedule, it's going to be harder. They have the first place schedule this year. So we'll see. I think the Bills will run away with this division, honestly. Who knows if Mike Vrabel will be the coach of the Pats next season. He might have to take a leave of absence. He might have a kid with somebody else that's not his wife. Insane.
Who's also married.
Yeah. And also, it's like all these files are coming out like randomly. It's like somebody is being a little purposeful with this stuff.
How is this not more of like bigger news?
I don't know. I think it's just because it's like, it's not like it affects, I guess it does kind of affect your job because you're like in not cahoots, but you're having an intimate relationship with the reporter. I just don't know if it affects like the on the field product. So maybe that's why, like, it's not like he's doing Spygate like Bill Belichick, or deflating the balls or doing whatever. It's just a crazy story that all this is coming out now. So we'll see how that goes with the Patriots. I never liked the Patriots. I never will like the Patriots. Nope. So I hope they lose every game. Okay. AFC North, last division here. We have the Bengals, Browns, Steelers, Ravens. What do you got?
I got Bengals, Ravens, Steelers, Browns. I if I'm being honest right now, you give me Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, I'm taking that. All day. I think that um, Lamar is a insanely gifted, quarterback. I don't know. I'm getting to the point where I don't trust mobile quarterbacks anymore. It's to the point where I'm like, dude, you're gonna get hurt. It's like I mean, I don't know. It's crazy because I loved him, and now I'm reverting back to give me a 6'3", 6'5" quarterback who stands in there and throws a ball. Steelers gonna be ass. Like the Steelers and Browns are ass. I mean, the Steelers are gonna bring back maybe Aaron Rodgers, and the Browns, it's a shit show. I mean, I think that Shador has, I guess some potential to play well. But what are you going to do? Rely on Dylan Gabriel or, you're still paying Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's never going to be the same as he was. But, yeah, so give me Joe Burrow. I think he's the best quarterback in that division. Jamar Chase is, I think, number one, if not, you can intermingle top 3 wide receivers in the league. It's just, is that Bengals defense going to hold up? And can Joe Burrow stay healthy all year?
Yeah. Yeah, the biggest thing was the Bengals defense last year not being able to stop literally anything. I think I could have probably caught for 400 yards a game against that defense. So mine's a little bit different. I have the Ravens winning the division. Then I have the Bengals. Then I have the Browns. Then I have the Steelers. Oh,
you think the Browns are going to be better than the Steelers?
Yeah. We'll talk about the top 2 teams first.
Yeah.
The Ravens still have Derrick Henry. The wide receivers, it's like iffy, but I think when you have Lamar Jackson, who has proven that he can make his own plays like we talked about, and just like when he plays freely, he can make things happen. You at least have Zay Flowers, who I think is good.
Zay Flowers is good.
Yeah, and who I like. I think their defense obviously is better than the Bengals. I do think losing Tyler Linderbaum, the center, is huge. So we both know that you need to have a good offensive and defensive line to be able to be a good football team in the NFL or in at any level. So when I think about that, at least from the Ravens and Bengals standpoint, even though the Ravens lost a really key part of that offensive line, I think I trust them more. I think they have more juice. And I understand that Joe Burrow has Jamar and T. Higgins. And I just don't think that defense is going to be. I don't think they're going to be.
It comes down to the defense.
Yeah, and I think they'll be better than they were last year. I just don't know if they're going to take that next step to be able to be a true contender. So the Browns, I don't know. I think Deshaun Watson's going to be the starter. The Steelers, I think, are just if Aaron Rodgers comes back, it's just okay, dude, cool. You're not going to win anything. And we're just going to have to see. They did draft Drew Aller from Penn State, the quarterback.
That's right.
So that'll be an interesting little thing there. I just don't see those two. We never see the Browns doing anything.
I think they also took my offensive tackle that I wanted.
Yeah, from ASU. I forgot his name, but I just don't think they're trending downwards. It'll be between the Ravens and the Bengals, probably at the last week of the season. To win the division. So let's take a quick break. We will be right back.
Nope.
All right, we are back. Last segment of the pod. We're going to get into a little bit of video games, specifically one video game that we have been playing constantly since this came out, MLB The Show. Crazy discourse online since this game came out. As we all know, it's the only baseball video game in the market as we speak. It is the only option that baseball fans have to choose from. So there's been a lot of hate on this release. Obviously, people, they say this with every sports game. It's the same game every single year. Nothing is updated. It's just a roster update. But I will say, compared to what everybody is saying about the gameplay and whatever have you, I feel like we're having a good time. Chad,
I've enjoyed
what
it.
are your thoughts? They just made a pretty big update to the strike zone and things. But how have you liked playing the game? Is there anything that you have any complaints about, if any?
I mean, I feel like there's always going to be something to complain about, but overall, I've probably enjoyed this game more so than I've enjoyed probably the past two. With the new update, I like the fact that, come on, dude. I like the fact that the strike zone actually, whether or not you say the strike zone got smaller, I like the fact that you can dot pitches, and it actually makes it tougher to hit. Um, Other than that, I mean, I don't really have any complaints. I mean, every game's gonna have the foul balls where you somehow you hit a foul ball that, or you hit a ball that's literally in the dirt. I just don't understand it. Um, I, Other than that, I mean, I've been having fun. I don't know about you, but I don't think it's a bad game.
It's been a fun game, and I think for me, being somewhat newer to MLB The Show, playing with you guys over the past like 3 or 4 years, this is actually the first time I have felt like I'm decent at the game, especially with hitting. Um, I will say there's like a few things that really piss me off, like when there's still freeze offs. Like,
Oh,
how long has that been in the game? Where, for those of you that don't know that are listening, you're playing in the middle of an online game, the whole game freezes, and you have to stay in the game. If you leave, you lose. So you're in a freeze
it
off
is
with your opponent, and they're messaging you and being like, "Get off so I can get the win," and you're like, "No," and then you end up getting banned for a week for saying something
my
that
mom's
wasn't
telling me I
even
need to
that
go to
bad.
sleep.
Yeah. So anyways, by the way, that story is about me. I did get banned from PlayStation Network for a week. I didn't even say anything bad. I swear, this kid, which is being really
Crazy.
annoying, he called me a cornball. We were in a freeze off.
Yeah.
Anyways, we lost that game. But so you have to stay in the game. So if you want to stay, you lose that entire night of gaming because you're playing against a 13-year-old kid and they're just going to go to bed because they have school in the morning. So that's my one personal gripe. I think with sports games, especially me working in the space now, it's like
Mm-hmm.
when people say it's the same game every year, it's like, yeah, dude,
I mean,
football doesn't change.
Yeah.
Baseball doesn't change. Basketball doesn't change. Obviously, there are things that can improve the game. And I think that's the problem with games that come out in a yearly cycle. Like, when the games come out, the devs are already working on the next game.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to make those like really big updates that you like to see. I think with college football, one of those things is like equipment when you're playing Road to Glory, like people want
for
more
sure.
swag and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, I get it, but if the gameplay is good, then that's all that matters. And I think the show does a decent job at gameplay. I think with the shrinking of the strike zone, that was much needed. I think it felt a lot better, or it feels a lot better just to pitch even. But it's been a really fun game. I think what the show does really well compared to other sports games is their content and getting good cards. I think when you're talking Diamond Dynasty or you're talking other ultimate teams or whatever it may be, my team for 2K, it's really hard to organically get cards. Yeah, by just playing. And if you do the missions or the events or whatever, the programs to progress, I think MLB The Show makes it a lot easier to get really good cards and you don't have to pay for it. There's a lot more options compared to other games, which I think is great. There's been talk about like cheaters being in the game.
I was going to say, I haven't noticed that once.
I haven't
I mean,
either.
I don't
And
know if it's in like the top divisions, which I mean, I guess it probably is because they win every game.
yeah,
But I haven't played against one person who I really thought was cheating.
no. And we've had to turn off crossplay too, because
Yep.
that's been an issue with freeze offs. And I don't think we haven't had a lot since we did that.
No.
But it's been a fun game. I mean, there are going to be things that are bad. The Shohei Otani is worth 900,000 stubs, which I think in real life money is like
So it's
$900.
It's $100 for 150 or no, yeah, 150,000 stubs. I believe is $100.
So yeah, I mean, it's close. You're spending
It's
700 bucks
stupid.
to
You
get
either
Shohei
pull them or
Otani.
you don't get them.
So, and that is a big thing. It's like the markets in these types of ultimate team diamond dynasty type things can just go crazy, especially with a player like Shohei Otani, and your only hope
Well, they
is
used to have a cap. I don't know if you know. They used to have a
Mhm.
cap. 500K was the cap. Couldn't go any higher.
And now there's just no cap.
Yep.
No cap.
No cap.
So it's fine. It's been a great game. I think it definitely fills the void during this time before like
For sure.
college comes out, Madden comes out, 2K comes out. And it's been really fun. I've had a good time playing it, and I'm excited to play right after this.
I think, yeah, literally. But I think for me, what I love about it is all three of us can get on and play together and enjoy the game. And for me, I feel like I don't get so irritated with the show as I do with, let's say, Madden or 2K. I don't know why, but I mean, I could sit there and play MLB like if I had the time, but I don't. If I had the time, I could play it all day long, all day long.
Yeah.
I mean, without question.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference between like a baseball game and football. I think with like baseball, you're more in control of like your own
100.
shit.
Yeah.
And in like a football game, it's like things can happen that piss you off more than MLB.
For sure. I've never been so mad at a game.
I know. I've been there.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, that concludes episode 2 of the Game Pulse Pod. We really appreciate you guys listening in. We'll probably try to have a few more guests on, some friends, family, whoever it may be, to talk through sports, video games, whatever it may be. So be on the lookout for that. And we really appreciate it.
See you.
See ya.